Hello, hello. Canadian Sasquatch here. It's been a while, so let's start this off correctly. I have here a long-lost Squatch ginger beer. It's in a 500 ml PET bottle. Ooh, nice hiss. I bottled a bunch of my stuff in the PETs and then kind of stashed them away and kind of forgot about them, but so I have some home brews. I'm going to be pouring it into my St. Arnold's mug here. And this is the one that was very carbonated, so I'm being very gentle in the pour. And I got a bunch of the yeasties and stuff in there, but that's alright. Oh, still smells like ginger. Cheers. Yeah, the flavor's fading. Not quite as good as it was when it was fresher, but still a hell of a good ginger beer. Cheers again. So, it's been a while. Not because I haven't been making videos, I just would make a video and something else would come up and I wouldn't be able to get around to it. So 3 weeks ago I did my video. I don't remember, I basically deleted everything. So I did up my video, was getting it loaded onto the computer. I went to go make dinner and proceeded to attempt to cut my fingers off. So I spent that night in the ER to get all stitched up. Then the week after that, I did a video, and I don't remember what exactly happened. I think we ended up going out for dinner and turned into a late night, and so the video didn't happen. And then last week, the video I didn't even do a video last week just because super busy doing all these other things, so. Excuse me. So, here it is. Hopefully nothing comes up. I have nothing scheduled today, so providing I keep all my fingers and hands attached, I should hopefully get this video up today. So, let's thank you to everybody who has subscribed. I'm up to 147 subscribers. Just 3 more, and we'll do a contest. 150 is the magic number. And I think I have an idea for the prizes. So you may have seen my Carboy covers that I have. I got one right here. These guys. I figured I've got a couple spares of this one, so I figured I could toss one of those in. And of course, I'll toss in some mead. And I might find some other stuff to toss into the package, so tell all your friends to hurry up and subscribe so somebody can win these lovely prizes. What else? So yeah, so thanks to all my subscribers, thanks to everybody who's been viewing and liking and commenting on all my videos. It's quite amazing so many people are watching me do what I do when I just sit here and babble, but then again, so many of us that sit here and babble watch everybody else sit there and babble, so it's quite the little circus we have going on, just sitting around babbling and watching everybody and their various projects. So yeah. So what has been going on? So one of the things I've had going on was my blackberry mead. I'm not sure if I had video of that, if I let you guys know about that. So anyways, my beautiful bride and I, we went and picked 27 pounds of blackberries, and then I tossed them into a fermenting bucket and just mash the hell out of them with a potato masher. Added 24 ounces of honey, just because I had a 24-ounce jar of honey laying around, and tossed in some yeast. I believe it was Lavelin's 71B, and I let that ferment for a couple of days, and then I just whipped the hell out of it with my drill mixer, and then it was added some nutrients, and I did that frequently. And then this past weekend, I got basically one of the large grain sacks for doing boil in a bag or whatever, and put that into another bucket, and then I put all the blackberry mead into that, just pouring it on top of the bag. So yeah, I managed to squeeze all the juices and everything out of that, and went from 27 pounds of blackberries to just over 3 pounds of solids after it was all squeezed out, and it fit into my 4-cup measuring cup that I have. I'll put a picture of that in right here. So that was pretty amazing how the 27 pounds just compacted down into that. So I have around 6 gallons of the blackberry wine mead, and so that's currently just sitting here, just letting it sit for about a week, and then I'm going to rack it out of the bucket that it's in into a carboy, so that oh crap, I need that carboy. Anyways, so yeah, I'll be racking that into a carboy so I free up the bucket, which I actually need for this weekend, which I'll talk about later. So yeah, just show. So that's this guy right here, just sitting there. It's here's the 5-gallon mark. It is actually up to here, so yeah, it's probably a good 6 gallons at least. So, and then I also got this guy bottled. It is my chocolate milk stout that my friend brewed. So I got the milk stout recipe kit from morebeer.com. A friend of mine came over when I was doing my big 10-gallon bracket batch, and so he brewed that, and I decided to turn it into a chocolate milk stout by putting cocoa nibs in secondary along with it. So that's bottled. It's not spectacular. Hoping it tastes much better in the once it's all carbonated up and given a chance to just chill out. So yeah, so what I alluded to later is, or earlier, whatever. So Friday, I'm taking Friday off of work, and I'm giving myself a big brew day. So I'm gonna be doing a party guile. So I've got 20 pounds of Maris Otter, which is gonna go into my mash tun, and then got some flaked oats, got some flaked wheat, and then just different dark grains to go along with it. There's some chocolate malts and some Carafa 3, what's this one, black barley, and caramel 40, and caramel 80, and crystal malt 120. So I'll be doing up a imperial stout, and then I also have I'll be doing cold steeping the dark grains The dark grains and the crystal malts, I'll be cold steeping those. And then mash the maris otter and the flaked oats and flaked wheat. And then do a first run-ins for the, put you back over here while I babble so I can grab my beer. And cheers. So I'll be doing the first run-ins for the Imperial Stout, and then after that I will gather up the second run-ins for just the regular Stout. I actually started today reading up on how to actually do it and calculate everything out, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty complicated. I'm not doing that. I just came up with the recipe that I want for the Imperial Stout, and I'm using that, and then I'm just going to toss a bunch of other stuff into it for the regular Stout. So that's those two. The third one that I'm going to do, it's going to be a pineapple upside down cake beer. So this was a request from my beautiful bride, so how can I refuse? It's an interesting challenge, so how can I refuse that? And I've never actually had pineapple upside down cakes, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, some of those grains down there for that as well. There was just the regular 2-row. Just going to do like a 1.5, 2-gallon batch. Get the grains. I'll probably be doing it brew in a bag style, and we will. So after it gets through its initial fermentation, then I'll toss in some pineapple and some cherries, and I have some maraschino liqueur to go in there as well to just give it that little maraschino cherry flavoring. So yeah, so that's that. Yeah. That's pretty much all that's going on in this room. So we will go and take our walk out. So yeah, so I got bottles there of the chocolate stout, and this was the container I was using for the braggot. It's a 10-gallon batch, so that's a pet food container that holds about 12 to 13 gallons. So that worked out fantastic. I racked from that into my 2 carboys. There's some more bottles. Underneath that one is more SJ Pour stuff, and of course I got a couple over here as well. So yeah, did a little bit of cleaning in here, trying to get all the new beers organized and in their place. And I got my white Merlot over here, still needs labels. I have a whole lot of stuff that still needs labels, so it's just never ending. Close the door so that the cats don't get in, so it won't make a loud noise. So yeah, so that's all that stuff going on. And then the other thing that came around with the pineapple upside down cake beer was trying to figure out the hops for it. So it's sitting here someplace. I know it is. No, it's not. I put it in the fridge outside. Ha! Too many fridges. You guys with like 5 and 6 and 7 fridges and freezers. I don't know how you do that. So go outside then to deal with it. Sorry for the close-up. So yeah, we've been feeding the wildlife sunflower seeds lately, and so it's just all over the place. And I've actually had one of those embedded in my foot for half a day, and I don't recommend that. So here we've got some peppers. The vermin are coming after them, it looks like, so I'm going to have to harvest the one jalapeno off these guys and pretty much toss them. And then we've got these tomatillo bushes flying high up here. We got a tomato plant right there. And then my other jalapenos are down there. Of course, blood orange, cantaloupe. It's doing pretty good. And I got more tomatillos over here. I finally got around to planting. And this guy's a pumpkin, and he had a big flower on him. And somebody stole that. And my ghost chili bushes. Doing very nice. And then my little pineapple that I've grown from a pineapple top. So you can see right down in there, there's pineapple forming, or multiple pineapples forming. I don't know how this works or anything, but there it is. So yeah, so that's the garden stuff. We'll go into the fermenting room here. We have a little bit less bottles since I have bottled, so yeah. So here are my two carboys of the braggot. So each one of them has 3/4 pound of roasted cacao nibs and 2.5 vanilla beans. Let's see if we can. Not that one. Let's do this one. Trying. So these are the carboy covers. Oh yeah, you can't really see. It's dark down there, but they're chugging away nicely. And then in this one over here is my cranberry traditional meat. So for my little meat challenge that I've got going on. So yeah, that's chugging away. I gotta rack it into a carboy sometime this week. Not sure when, since it's gonna be so busy, although there will be downtime on Friday, so that might happen on Friday. So yeah, just have to gather up some propane and some water. That's my biggest issue, is trying to figure out water. I cannot use my tap water because of the chloramines in it. If you go back to videos that I did up around Christmas time, you'll see I did a water test of bottled water versus just straight tap water versus tap water that's been treated for chloramines. And yeah, I even treat it for chloramines. My water is not suited for brewing. Unless I get some kind of filter or whatever. I usually use Ozarka water, spring water, but that gets to be kind of pricey. Like Friday, I'm gonna need about 25-30 gallons of water to get all the brewing done that I want. So yeah, and of course, you probably may not be able to hear me because of the planes. So I'll drink. That is quite tasty, even though it's losing its taste. So yeah, so what do you guys out there do for your water? Do you buy bottled water? Do you go to like those kiosks that do the RO water? If I wasn't renting, I'd put in like a big ass RO filter. Might try one of those tabletop ones, because I do have this sink out here that I could hook it up to and fill it. So yeah, this is my my dilemma that I need to come up with before Friday. Either just say screw it and buy the 30 gallons of Ozarka, or try doing the RO water from those kiosks or something. So yeah, that is pretty much it for me, because I'm just babbling on right now since it's been so long, and I'm excited to get a video up there. And of course the SJ Pour Challenge is going on. Everybody's receiving their beers. according to tracking information, mine should be showing up tonight. Excited about that. I will be, as soon as they show up, I will be tossing them into the beer fridge here. I'll have to make room in the beer fridge, but that's not a problem. So yeah, so I've brewed some of these guys. So yeah, this is the leftover braggot. So it was like about a 10 1/3 gallons that I got out of that. So yeah, and then these little yeasties here. I don't know if you can focus in on that. So it's White Labs WLP 70 bourbon yeast. So that's actually the yeast that I'm going to use for my Imperial Stout. One, because it's high alcohol tolerant, and two, because it's good for fermenting up to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And where I'm going to be fermenting it is in the little room out there, since my fermentation chamber is full, and that room gets up to close to 80 during the day. So I needed a yeast that worked with that. So I went through all the yeast charts, and based on flavor profiles and alcohol tolerance and heat tolerance, WLP 070 seemed to be the winner, so we'll give that a try and see how that goes. I do enjoy using wrong yeasts for things like my braggot. I'm using a wine yeast. Most people use a beer yeast since you start off with the grains, but I'm like, I'm making mead with some grains, so use a wine yeast. So anyways, I'm continuing to babble, so thanks again for watching. Thanks again for the likes, the comments, the subscribers. So everyone out there, be sure to have a pint of awesome, because I know I will. Cheers. Chunky.